Alright guys, this is Rob with Next Gen Rider here. I'm going to do a video with the bench test of the AlienRider M902 Pro lights. So I got a couple of cameras going. I got the office lights out. Here's the, let's get that a camera there. This is the button controller. Lights are powered on and in off state, so let's turn them on. Alright, there we go. Alright, one of my lights, there we go. Now we got a couple of level beams. Alright, so this is low beam. These lights are 45 watts low beam, 45 watts high beam, per lamp module with 15 watts low and 15 watts high on the auxiliary. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the auxiliary. There's a controller here, and this will be mounted in your bike kind of in a flat position, front to back and side to side. So I'll put it down here on my desk so we can demo. So now we'll simulate a bank of the motorcycle to the right. There's a slight bank, and then bank a bit more, and then it activates high beam on the driving light and high beam on the auxiliary light. Center the bike and you go back to your standard driving light. Now we'll make a left-hand bank, low beam, auxiliary, high beam on both. So pretty cool stuff. Let's talk about the 3-button controller. So here's the controller here. Get that in view. My control module flat. Get my module back where it's supposed to be. Alright, that should work. Okay, so the first button here is high beam, low beam button. So you toggle it, high beam, back to low beam. On the M901, this also toggled through the off position, but that doesn't happen anymore. It was kind of a pain in the butt because you would have to go high beam, then off, and then back on to low beam, etc. Now, anytime you have lighting on, you can just hit the flash button and immediately turn the lights off. Oops, went into flash. Let's turn that on. So lights back on, quick off with the flash button. Lights on. Okay, so that's a good improvement there on the logic of the 3-button switch. Now, this module has a light sensor in the top of it here. So if you go into automatic mode, you press it and it will toggle to a green color, and now you're in automatic mode. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate that. I'm going to get my cell phone here, turn my light on, and we're in automatic mode. So now I'll simulate some sunlight. See if I can get it lined up. I did this earlier. There we go. And the lights shut off. So now, and then take the light away and they're back on. Let me shut my flashlight off here. Okay, so you press that button, and when it's in red mode, automatic mode is off and our lights are off. So we'll turn them back on and we'll stay in automatic mode. Okay, the third button is your flash button. So with your lights on, actually on or off, you press it, in that mode they're going to be off. So that's kind of the trade-off. So now if your lights are on and you want to go into flash, you're going to have to press it twice. And then you get flash. If your lights are already off, then you go straight into flash. Press it a second time and you're going to get high beam flash. So it'll flash both the low beam and the high beam. Press it again, lights go off. So we'll turn the lights back on. Now let's talk about the secondary functions of each of these buttons. A long press on the low high beam button, press and hold, and you'll see a flash. Hopefully the camera caught that. Now when we tilt the control module, the auxiliary lights are inactive. That's pretty handy if you just don't want to deal with auxiliaries at all. You're on the expressway. Maybe you have them set for slight lean for when you want them on, but you don't want to use them on expressway, on a lane change. You can quickly turn them off. A variety of reasons why you would want to turn them off. Turn them back on, re-engage the auxiliary. Just press and hold the high beam, low beam button again. You get a flash, and now we're back into auxiliary lighting mode. Okay. Secondary function on the automatic button is to calibrate the sensor. So when you have the sensor installed on the bike, it's going to have some variation. You're not going to achieve a perfect position. So we need to be able to calibrate. And the way we do that is we press and hold a long press on the automatic button until you see it start flashing. It'll start flashing and then it'll stop and go green. That's how you know you've completed the calibration for the gravity sensor. Okay, now automatic function for the third button, the flash button, sorry, not automatic, extra function, is to set the angle or the sensitivity of the G sensor. I'm going to read from the manual so I make sure I get this correctly. Long press 3 seconds, set cornering auxiliary lighting sensitivity level, high, medium, and low. Factory default is medium, okay? Or a power off memory state. After long pressing the flash button for 3 seconds, all 3 buttons will flash. High low beam for high level or highest sensitivity. So that means it's going to be the least amount of angle to engage the auxiliary lights. And then automatic will be the middle range, and then flash will be the most angle. That's actually what I run. I like them to come on when I have an aggressive angle. That's when I'm really interested in my auxiliary lights. So I'll demonstrate that now. So we're going to press and hold the flash button until all 3 are flashing. We're going to select high low beam, and that's going to be a minimal amount of angle to turn on your auxiliary lights. And then now I'll recalibrate or reset them. And we'll hit flash, and then it'll require more angle of the control module to engage the auxiliary lights. That pretty much covers all the functionality of the 3-button controller, and it has a lot. Last thing I want to talk about is the horn integration. So you have a lead. It's they label it SPK or speaker, but basically you want to wire this to your 12-volt signal for your horn. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you 5 flashes on a 1-second press of the horn or longer. So I'll go over here to my 12-volt supply, and I'll just tap it briefly, and you'll see nothing's going to happen. So short horns, no flashing. Now I'll press and hold, and now you see it cycle the, let's see if I keep it on there. Cycles the flash 5 times. I think it's 5. Yeah, it looks like it's about 5. So another pretty cool integration. So there you have it. That's the AlienRider M902 Pro in a nutshell. Like I said, several enhancements. The enclosure is much modular. We have higher power going to our main driving lights, both low beam and high beam. And then we have improvements on the 3-button control operation. So a very nice lighting system. And check it out, see what you think. Any questions, drop some comments. And thanks for watching.